Hello everyone, welcome to today's our online class. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter, The Last Leaf. It was written by O. Henry. So it's a very wonderful story. Let's check the story. Again, it is autumn. The wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? So we can check why it doesn't fall. Sue and Jonesy, two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. Sue and Jonesy, they are two young artists. They are sharing a small flat. That flat was on the third story of an old house. Third floor. Jonesy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Jonesy's condition. So Jonesy is suffering with pneumonia. One day, the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying, Jonesy?" "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" The doctor said, Jonesy, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." So doctor said, Sue, that Jonesy made up her mind that she's thinking that she will not recover, she will die. During that time, due to pneumonia, a lot of people were dying. So he thought he will also die due to pneumonia. She tried her best to make Jonesy take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but Jonesy did not respond. Jonesy continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Jonesy's room and started painting. To take Jonesy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. So Sue tried her level best to make Jonesy interested in things around her. So whatever things she did, she does it in her room and she tried to make her happy by whistling the songs like that. Suddenly, she heard Jonesy whisper something. Whisper means talking in a low voice. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Jonesy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and saying, 12. After some time, she whispered, 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. Shedding means it's falling from the creeper. So suddenly she heard that Jonesy was whispering. So when she closely listened, that what was that? She was counting back. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, like that she is counting back. So she looked outside. Then what did she saw? She saw an ivy creeper. Ivy is a type of a plant. Ivy creeper, which creeps on the ground or the wall like this. So that was there. So it was shedding its leaves. The leaves are falling from that creeper. "What is it, dear?" Sue asked. 6, whispered Jonesy. "They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now." "It is autumn," said Sue, "and the leaves will fall." "When the last leaf falls, I will die," said Jonesy with finality. "I have known this for the last 3 days." So what is happening there? So she is saying that about the falling of the leaves. So Sue said, "It's autumn, it will fall." But Jonesy said, "There were 100. 3 days back, there was 100 leaves, but now just 5 left. Almost 95 fall down. Then he said, when the last leaf falls, I will die. She said, 3 days before I understood that the leaf which is falling from the creeper, that ivy creeper, when the last leaf of that ivy creeper falls down, in that time she will die. She knew it. She knew about it. Oh, that is nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Then Sue replied that, no, why are you thinking like that? It's not like that. The doctor is confident that you will get better. You're thinking, what is there? Ivy leaves. Jonesy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Jonesy. I'm not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. She sat on Jonesy's bed, kissed her, and said, you are not going to die. I can draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. So she went down and brought some soup. But she said, I'm not hungry, I don't want. Jonesy is not eating anything. Then she said, I want to see the last leaf fall before it darks, before tonight, before the evening. I want to see the last leaf falling. Then only I can sleep forever. That means she says she is going to die when the last leaf falls. Then she sat there and sat on Jonesy's bed and kissed her and said, no, you are not going to die. So I'm not closing the window because I need the light. I'm not closing that curtain. If I close the curtain, you can't look out. But I need the light to draw the picture. I want to finish the painting. Then only we will get some money for living. Please, my dear friend, she begged Jonesy, promise not to look out of the window while I paint. So you can see in this picture, Jonesy is there, Sue is there, both are looking through the window. So look there. All right. So she said, Sue begged Jonesy that please promise me not to look out of the window because I want to paint now. You don't look out now. All right, said Jonesy. Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die. So let me go away peacefully like one of those poor, tired leaves. So Jonesy said, okay, then you can finish it. But you should finish it fast. I want to see the last leaf fall. I'm tired of waiting. I have to die. Let me go away peacefully. She wanted to die peacefully, like that poor, tired leaves. Try to sleep, sighed Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Berman up to be my model. Sue rushed down. Berman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece. Masterpiece means the best one in while drawing or doing anything, the best one. But that had remained a dream. So he was a 60-year-old. Berman was a 60-year-old painter. His dream was to paint a masterpiece. But still, that is a dream. She poured out her worries to Berman. She said her worries to Berman. She told him how Jonesy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. So she said these all things to Berman. Is she stupid? Asked Berman. How can she be so foolish? She is running a high temperature, complained Sue. She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot. I will come with you and see Jonesy, Berman said. They tiptoed in the room. Tiptoed means walked on the tips, on the tip of the toe, without making any noise. Jonesy was sleeping. She drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. Now only one leaf is there on the creeper. It was raining heavily and an icy cold wind was blowing. Remember, it is November. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Berman did not say a word. He went back to his room. Johnsy woke up next morning. In a feeble voice, she asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was nervous. She knew that that leaf must have fallen. She was nervous. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Reluctantly means without interest. Oh, she exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. There is still one leaf on the creeper. You can see in this picture Berman and Sue. They both are looking through that window at the vine creeper, ivy plant. It looks quite green and healthy in spite of the storm and the fierce winds. It didn't fall, so there is one leaf is remaining. So that looks quite green and healthy in spite of the storm and fierce winds. It didn't fall. The strong storm and wind also, it didn't fall. The leaf was still there. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today, then I will die. So Johnsy said, I heard the wind blew last night, so I thought that must have fallen. Today it will fall, then I will die. You won't die, said Sue energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. So every an hour or so, she always looked through the window and looked at the leaf. Still, that leaf is holding on that creeper. In the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Evening time, another storm came, but the leaf did not fall. Johnson lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue. Then Johnson thought she will die when the leaf falls. That night didn't fall, the second also didn't fall. So it's one leaf was still holding on that plant. Then she called Sue. I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. The last leaf has shown me how weak I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. So Johnson understood what is her mistake. She called Sue and said, yes, I have been a bad girl. I wanted to die. I was too depressed and gloomy. But the last leaf showed me how weak I have been. It realized that it is sin to want to die. She hugged Johnsy. Then she gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he said, Sue, Johnsy now has the will to live. I am confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Berman. He is also suffering from pneumonia. But I am afraid there is no hope for him. So, doctor is confident about Johnsy's life. She will come back. But he said, I am not confident about Berman. Berman also downstairs. Berman also suffering with pneumonia. There is no hope for him. The next morning, Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand in hers and she said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Berman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day, the janitor found him on his bed. Janitor, that is the house owner. His clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. So next day, Shiv came and said to Johnsy that there was a bad news. That is, Berman died of pneumonia this morning. Just 2 days only he was suffering with pneumonia. The house owner found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. They found a ladder and a lantern. Lantern means a lamp, still lighted, lying near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Johnsy dear, said Sue, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter when the wind blows? Flutter, moving. That is Berman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. Danter, a person whose job is to look after a building. That is house owner. So, what happens there? Did you understand the story? So here, when the last leaf fall, that night, that was a stormy night. That night, what Berman did? Berman drew another leaf on that plant. When the last leaf fall on that place, he drew a leaf. And that leaf only next day, Sue and Johnsy found. They thought that was the last leaf. And from that 2 days, even next day stormy night also, it hold there. Then finally, they understood that was Berman's masterpiece. Berman drew that leaf on that wall to save Johnsy. Johnsy gave up her mind. She wanted to die, but Berman drew a leaf for her. Berman died of pneumonia to save that little girl, that our Johnsy. So I hope you understood the story. It's a very wonderful story. So you can read the story in your textbook, and after that, if you have any doubts about the story, you can ask it in the comment box. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Bye.